Hi everyone, Ishaka here, tuning in from Budapest, Hungary. So I had a really nice question come in the other day, and I wanted to share it with everyone. And the question was, why India? Why are we fixated upon India? I have a Western body, coming from a Western background, Western birth, specifically California, USA is where I was born. So why is it that someone like me has been attracted to Indian culture, Indian teachings, Indian religion? Why did I spend 10 years of my life living in Bengal, India? Why am I pursuing a religious tradition that originates within India? And no doubt many people who approach Eastern traditions do so with different mentalities. Perhaps some approach it because it seems fashionable. It's nowadays many things that are coming from India, they're almost mainstream. Yoga, vegetarianism, etc. There are many points that are becoming of great interest in the Western society. So no doubt many people there, they adopt certain aspects of Eastern and Indian traditions, culture, for, because they seem fashionable, they seem popular or whatever. But that's not where I'm coming from. And as I mentioned, I lived in India for 10 years. So that shows, how much I've gone into this and how serious myself and others are. And so first of all, the main point I'd like to make is that India, what's come from India, we don't see it as being solely the property of India. And what we are following, we don't consider it exactly to be Indian, but we consider the teachings that are being given in the Vedas, that have been given in the Vedas, they're of universal interest, universal application, universal relevance. It's not that we're discussing Indian versus Western, or Indian, Chinese, African, Mexican. This goes beyond any such considerations. One way in which our grandfather, Guru Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami, has discussed this is he pointed out that for any phenomena that exists, it must have some central intrinsic location. Its origin. What is its place of origin? What is its source? Where is the place where it can be found in the most concentrated degree, to the most concentrated degree? And so he gave as an example, let's say diamonds. It's not that you find diamonds or gold everywhere and anywhere on the street, or even every country in the world, but there are particular places where you can find diamond mines or gold mines, that central intrinsic location, source. And from there we can mine these jewels, and then they can spread throughout the world. So this is the case for everything in existence. So also when it comes to religion, spirituality, theism, there was one place that had to be chosen for its first appearance, first revelation within this world. And so India, for whatever reason, was the chosen place. One place had to be chosen. So why not India? It could have been Africa, it could have been, Europe, it could have been the Americas, but Asia, and specifically India, was the chosen place. And what we find within the Vedas, what we find within the ancient scripture of India, does not compare to anything else. In its depth, in the vast, vast systematic presentation of knowledge, both spiritual and material. What is covered there, it cannot, to that extent, it cannot be found in any other body of literature. The German scholar Max Muller, he commented that one drop of the Upanishads, and the Upanishads, they're just one section within the body of the Indian Vedic scriptures, just one portion. The Upanishads represent one portion of the entire body of Vedic literature. He said just one drop of the Upanishads can feed the whole world and nothing would be missing. Persons of all religious, spiritual inclinations, they will be satisfied within what can be found within just one drop of the Upanishads. So, what is our conception of the highest ideal of life? What is the nature of this world? All of these things, they are covered in such extreme, great detail. And within the Vedic knowledge, the Vedic literature. And also within this body of literature, there are teachings that are directed at persons of all levels of spiritual understanding. We can conceive of the knowledge in the Vedas as like a ladder. And there's an entry point on that ladder for everyone, regardless of what their inclination is. Even persons who don't have any interest in spirituality, there's an entry point for them. There's a hook. There's a hook for them. And so we find that the Vedas, they wonderfully accommodate many different, even sometimes opposing conceptions within the religious world. Actually, we find that any conception in this world, you can find some point of reference for that within the Vedic knowledge. So what's being given in the Vedas, we don't consider it, what's being given in these scriptures of ancient India, we don't consider that to be Indian or to be the property of Indian persons, to be of relevance to Indian persons. But these are the highest, most original spiritual truths that first appeared within India, and from there they spread throughout the world. That's our understanding, that's our vision. The original revelation happened to take place in India. India was the chosen land, so to speak. And from there, it has spread throughout the world and taken on different forms. But the original truth was given there. And with an unbiased eye, non-envious eye, we should be able to detect that. If we approach this, with this open, broad, unbiased, neutral mentality, we should be able to appreciate that. We do not want to be envious. We want to be, another way we can look at this, another example, is that if we're looking for the best thing amongst a group, then we won't be prejudiced about where it came from, but we will look at the quality. Let's say we're a connoisseur of chocolate. We won't be looking at, I will only take chocolate that has come from Switzerland or from Belgium or from America or whatever. We're just looking for the finest taste, the finest quality of chocolate. So if we survey the religious field, we find that what has come out of India, what has sprung out of the soil of India, cannot be compared to what has come from any other region of the world. And those truths found there, as I said at the beginning, they're the most universal in their application and relevance. So it is not a question of, I have a Western body and I'm interested in Eastern, but I'm an eternal soul. And I find the most relevant and universal truths which are pertinent to all souls, to every man, woman, child, even plants, every living entity. Those truths, for whatever reason, they have sprung out of the soil of India. And so my heart and my brain, my consciousness has taken me there. So we this has been our realization and experience, and we welcome, we entreat all, you please come and try and taste one drop from this ocean of nectarian knowledge. Experience that for yourself. Thank you.